Take it
Hello.
away.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our channel. My name is Aaliyah, and I'm super excited to be working with Tina, one of my best friends in med school, to work on this initiative called Med2MD. We're here to encourage and support those who are interested in healthcare and also to encourage and support those who are in this journey with us as med students. And we are just so excited that you are interested in viewing our journeys, learning some of the tips that we have for you. So, welcome.
Yeah, hey everyone. So I'm Tina, and I'm very glad to be joining Aaliyah and just launching this platform, joining YouTube. Yeah, and then so honestly, we're just starting this channel just so that we could stay connected with each other. So we are currently second year medical students or rising third year medical students. So we're very excited to start our rotations, and unfortunately, Aaliyah and I are not together for rotations. So that's one of the reasons we are starting this channel so that we can stay connected with each other and also just track our journeys, see how we grow throughout um, all of our rotations. And so today's it's just going to be sort of an introductory video to our channel to so you can get to know who we are. We're sort of going to be talking to each other about our journey to med school, what we learned about ourselves, what we learned about each other, and yeah, more just about why we're starting this channel. So this is mostly just going to be a conversation. So Leah, do you want to sort of introduce yourself a little bit more and share like where you're from, where you did your undergrad, and what you learned so far throughout these 2 years of med school?
Yes, I can definitely do that. And thanks, Tina, for kind of giving our viewers this really great overview of our video today. So I went to school for my undergrad and my master's at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. And I studied biomedical sciences for both my undergraduate degree and my graduate degree. I am very passionate about women's health, infectious disease, and health equity and policy. So I'm interested in pursuing a field in obstetrics and gynecology. And the first 2 years of medical school have definitely been rigorous, a lot of studying, a lot of trying to adjust
Mhm.
different things. Like on one hand, you felt like you got things down, and then the pandemic hit and you had to transition to virtual
Yeah.
learning. So I think what I finally learned about myself was that I just have to be flexible, because sometimes I find myself really rigid, like, oh my goodness, I have to stick to this plan. If
Hmm.
I don't stick to this plan, it's like I would get so overwhelmed. And I knew that I had to learn how to
Yeah.
be flexible as a medical student, like set goals, crush them, but adjust accordingly. And like I
Hmm.
said, I'm interested in OBGYN. So I've spent these first 2 years getting as invested as I can in our school's OBGYN interest group and doing women's health related research and infectious disease related research, and volunteering, just doing the things that I love outside of
Look at you.
the first 2 years were rigorous, just like they tell you it will be. Like, even though I had a master's, I think that helped a lot just in terms of the
Hmm.
depth of information you had at a short time frame. When they tell you that medical school is like a fire hose being launched at you with all that information,
Oh
it's
yeah.
so true. So I think in the first 2 years, I really learned how to kind of guard myself against like what everyone else is doing and really find what works for me. Continue to do what I love, do what I'm interested in, which, like I said, was
Hmm.
OBGYN related, leadership related, volunteer related, public health related, global health related, policy related. Like, all of that is my heart. And in the first 2 years outside of school, like, those are the things that I've been trying to do for myself. Tina, take it away. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how the first 2 years of medical school have been for you so far.
Yeah, well, thank you first of all for sharing your story. It's so amazing to see where we started and then where we've come. But just a little bit about myself. So I am actually from Toronto, Canada. Came all the way here to Nashville to study medicine. Um, and so I did all my schooling, all undergrad in Canada, all in Toronto. So my father, yeah, he was a diagnostic radiologist in India, and then we immigrated to Canada when I was very young. And unfortunately, the credentials he had were not recognized in Canada. So he practiced in the healthcare field, but just not as a radiologist. So I had a lot of exposure to medicine and radiology from a very young age. And I guess like that definitely is what sparked my interest in medicine. And yeah, my dad's been a huge influence. It's so wonderful to see how excited he still is about medicine. Like it's essentially his passion, and like he still wants to do as much as he can in the healthcare field, and I'm just glad to be a part of that as well. So yeah, so he's been a big inspiration in my interest in medicine in my life. Because he was a radiologist, I've had more exposure to radiology, and I am very, very interested in radiology. I'm very excited to go over to the dark side sometime in the future. Um, and yeah, I've also done a bit of research over the summer last year, and that was also in radiology. And I did research mostly around like breast imaging, and that got me really interested in women's health as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to do more research centered around like women's health and more radiology. I want as much exposure as I can get to it, because as medical students, the main issue is that a lot of people don't get a lot of exposure to radiology. Thankfully, I've had the exposure because of like family influence, but there's a lot of students that I come across, and when I talk to them, they're either like late third year or fourth year students that have just found their calling in radiology. And that's very, very awesome. But it's so meaningful to have those experiences early on, because you're immersed in it, you're immersed in that field from the beginning. And you just get to learn so much more if you get exposed to At least if you hear about it, then you know, okay, so like this is what the field is about, and I want to check it out. But so many people just don't know like what radiologists do, and they still think that radiologists all the time, they're just in a dark room, just reading images, not communicating with patients. But that's definitely not true. And I know that from my father, but as well as like meeting more radiologists, I've really come to understand the field, and it's much more than just reading images. You do have a significant part in the patient's treatment plan, obviously the diagnosis, but also the treatment plan. And so I'm just very excited to explore radiology more.
It's crazy that we're
So yeah,
halfway through, Tina, and I
yeah, I
thank
know.
you enough for sharing your story. I mean, I think that our viewers will hear and see the passion you have for medicine. And I think it's super cool that your dad basically planted the seed for you. I think something
Hmm.
that we both have in common is having like really great family support for our dreams, but also like
Definitely, yeah.
having this heart to kind of give back to our where our families are from. So for you,
Hmm.
you have a heart to go back and serve in India. And for me, I have a
Hmm.
heart to go back and serve in West Africa or sub-Saharan Africa, like South Africa, like a country like South Africa, and where I have family. And it's incredible because we are doing this journey, not just for
Yeah.
ourselves, like it's bigger than us. And this platform that we started, it's to encourage other people who have a heart for medicine,
Hmm.
who have a heart for serving, not just in the United States, but also abroad. And so shout out to all y'all who are watching right now. Like, honestly, we are so thankful. Like,
Yep.
we're grateful to include you in this journey. We want to hear how your journey is going. We want to hear what your story to medicine looks like. Like, did you have a parent who was like influential in your decision to pursue medicine? Is it because of
Hmm.
healthcare disparities? Like, please drop in the description box what is drawing you to medicine, what's making
Oh,
you
the
choose.
comment box.
Oh yeah, the comment box. Sorry, did I say career?
Like in the comments below.
In the comments below.
Share your stories
Yeah,
in
let
the
us
comments
know.
below. We'd love to read them.
We'd love to read them.
Yeah.
Like we are introducing ourselves to you, but we also want to hear more about you and your
Hmm.
medicine. We want to
Thank
hear
you.
more about you, just like you're learning about us. We want to learn about you. And
Hmm.
one thing I wanted to add from like for you guys to kind of get to know me is like my passion for maternal health and OBGYN really stems from my own personal history, like my mom's story when she was pregnant with me. It stems from realizing how Black mothers in the US have highest maternal mortality outcomes and how I want to fight to reduce that. It comes from my passion to get some minimally invasive gynecological surgery experience so I can remove fibroids. It comes from my heart for dealing with patient populations that are impacted by reproductive infectious disease like HIV. Like, man, y'all, like I am so excited about this career field because OBGYN just has so much diversity in it. And I know, like Tina said, we're halfway through and we still have like this journey ahead of us to accomplish our goals. But that's why I'm passionate about OBGYN and women's health.
I'm excited that we're starting this 2 years, 2 years in, but it's going to be nice to see exactly like, I don't know, maybe 5 years down the road, we'll still be making videos and just sharing where we are then. We'll be residents. You'll be an OBGYN resident. I'll be a radiology resident.
You know it. You know it. I think another thing, Tina, you mentioned earlier was trying to share like what is something that we've learned about each other. Let me brag on you, girl. I feel like having you as a friend in medical school has been super influential and encouraging for me. Just because of the way that you utilize your time and just how generous you are with your notes. Sometimes you might be somewhere and it's like super cutthroat and people don't want to share notes and resources. But this girl, she shares her notes and resources. She's extremely organized and she's a team player. Physicians, you're not going to know everything. And you have to continue to learn, but you also have to work on a team with nurses and with other people on your team. And it's about doing the best for the patient. And so one thing that I've learned about you and that has influenced me is to just have a heart that's generous to give and to share the knowledge that you have, but to do so in a humble way. And I think that we need to remember that in our journeys, no matter how far advanced we are, because there's always something that we can learn and there's always someone who's looking to us to learn as well. So thanks for teaching me that, girl.
You're welcome. Oh, thank you for those kind words.
CNA
Medicine is not only like, physicians, you got your nurses, OT, PT, and so many more workers in the healthcare field that have to work in teams. And so teamwork is definitely important. But talking about Aaliyah, one thing I've learned about Aaliyah is that she has the kindest heart ever. She's very, very encouraging. In moments when we're down. So like med school is definitely a roller coaster. Even if you're a pre-med and watching this, you know, you're anticipating what ride you're gonna start to take. So I'm very grateful to have friends like Aaliyah. She is so encouraging. There have been many moments when I've been down and just like doubting my abilities, doubting myself, really thinking that like, can I do this? Will I be a good physician? And then this girl comes in and then she's like, what you talking about, girl? I'm like,
about? You got this.
Then, like the words of affirmation, just the encouragement she gives like our entire friend circle is just so amazing. Very, very thankful and grateful to have a friend like Aaliyah, who's honestly a part of my family down here in Nashville, because I am very far from home. And and during COVID, I have not had the chance to go back home to Canada because of the border closure, and definitely miss my parents, miss my family. But I'm so grateful to have friends like Aaliyah down here, and this girl's great.
And this girl is great. I mean, we're obviously really good friends while we're launching this together. But no, thank you, Tina, for those kind words. I want to kind of piggyback off what you said, that two things. One is we are definitely going to be chatting about imposter syndrome at some point. And the second thing is whether you're a pre-med, a med student, a resident, and attending, I think something to keep in mind is support is crucial. Surrounding yourself with people who support you, who speak life into you, and then also trying to do the same for others, because you remember how hard it was for you to get to that point, and then when you get there, don't forget that even as you're training someone else or giving them tips on how to succeed. I think that we can all do better at making sure our words are uplifting and edifying, especially when we know that medicine is tough and there's a lot of things that you experience that could drain you, right? So you want to surround yourself with people and also make sure you try to the best of your ability to encourage and support others. That's the goal. That's the reason we started this, because we want to encourage and support others. Like, we want you to feel like you're not alone in the journey. Like, if you have questions for us, our email is down below. Like, send it to us. We will do
We'll
our
put it
best
in the
to
description
respond.
box below.
Exactly.
Feel free to send us any emails. If you're pre-med and you're looking for any advice about the MCAT or med school applications, please do not hesitate to send us an email. I want to add, like, I've gotten 2 amazing mentors throughout the research I did last summer, and they have just been, they're just great. And I realize, like, mentorship is so important, especially in med school. And they've been mentoring me in medicine, regarding medicine, and then I'm able to help her with certain things as well. So everyone has things to share, regardless of like what stage you're at in medicine. Everyone has something to contribute. Yeah.
It's like a circle. It's not like unidirectional.
Right.
Like, they're pouring into you, like they're pouring into you and you're pouring back into them. Because
Exactly.
you can teach regardless of the fact that you're a med student and they're like been in medicine longer. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, there's still like something you can learn. And I love that. And I feel like you're right.
Yeah.
Be able to give forward and then still receive, and then also kind of go under and mentor someone.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, mentorship is so important. So we definitely want to hear from any of you, like anyone that's a pre-med watching this.
Yes.
If you need any mentorship, please feel free to email us, because we're definitely here. We've been through it. And if, like, when I was a pre-med, I definitely wish that I had a mentor, specifically like a med student mentor, because it would have really helped decrease the anxiety I had while applying to med school and like doing all the supplementaries. And it's just, it's something. So just having that, like, someone who's sort of made it past that that step, I guess it helps to see like what you're expecting from their perspective. And then just to, like, it definitely helps to decrease your stress, because when you're just like a pre-med and you've got all these applications and you're just starting off, it's very overwhelming.
I think based on what you said, Tina, we also gotta make a video on mentorship.
Yeah.
Mentor, and maybe making mentor-mentee agreement, something like that. And then definitely a video on the MCAT.
Yeah, videos on the MCAT will come. We're gonna share like our experience, what worked, what sort of didn't work, and just things we would have done differently if we had to write the MCAT again.
I think that, this introductory video was just meant to kind of give you guys a feel of who we are, but we really want to hear from you. We want to hear what inspired you to pursue medicine, or why you're pushing for medicine. We want to hear like what type of questions you want us to answer in future videos. So please drop it down in the comment section as well. And guess what, y'all? We need you guys to like, comment, subscribe, share. Like, we want you guys to please let the world
do everything the YouTubers say.
Leah and Tina are here to give you free advice and encouragement when it comes to medical school.
And please feel free to follow us on Instagram at Med2MD, and we'll be posting stuff there as well, announcements of new videos. And if you all have any like video suggestions, or as Aaliyah mentioned, any questions you want answered in sort of like a video form, then please feel free to write them in the comments below. We'll certainly take a look. And then looking forward to making more videos and sharing our journey and just chatting with each other as we start rotations.
Yes, we're really excited. And if you're older than us and you're watching this and you have any tips for rotations, please pass.
Feel free to shoot us an email. Please give us advice, how we can do well in rotations, how to stand out.
Hey guys, we also want to make sure you know that we want to teach, educate, and assist you all in your journeys to medicine and through medicine. So we will be spilling the tea
Mhm.
throughout our videos and on our Instagram. So please make sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment, share.
Mhm.
We want you to be a part of this journey, and we want to hear about your journey as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun tea time with Tina and Aaliyah.
Yeah.
So this is the time we're gonna be discussing all the topics we just mentioned. Feel free to join us in our next video, and we definitely look forward to this journey. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.